Hello, and welcome to the Inventory Podcast, the only podcast on the internet that still believes in the heart of the cards. That is true. I still believe in the heart of the cards.
As do I.
Good.
Yes.
And I'm gonna duel you one day and I'll kick your ass, but...
We'll see.
we will see. I'll win. Of course I'll win. Anyway, this week, is gonna be a bit of a weird one. Normally we would talk about the news. I say normally, we've done like 4 episodes. Normally we would talk about the news. Problem is that there's jack shit for news. But there's been a shit ton of good games released this week.
Yes.
So we thought, fuck it. We'll talk about that instead.
Yeah, and what would really help is if I played any of them.
Well, probably, but
Yeah.
we can't do anything about that. Considering 2 of them are on PS4, you don't have one. So,
What would also have helped is if I even played other games in that series.
yeah, okay, that could be a problem then. Right, well, I guess
So-
without further ado, we should probably jump into this then.
Yeah, fuck it.
So there was a little game that came out this week. No one really heard of it. Came out on the PS4. I certainly haven't talked about it at all. I mean, this first I've even heard of it. I think it's called Infamous.
I believe so, yeah.
Infamous Second Daughter or some shit like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So that came out. That's all for that.
I
Moving
think
on.
it came with a free hat.
Right. Okay. So obviously we're talking about Infamous Second Son. If you didn't get that, then God help you. Right. So I was saying not last week because we took last week off. I was saying the week before that they were making this DLC available, this supposedly very important DLC, only available if you bought the special edition or the collector's edition. And I ranted about how shit that is, and then said I'd probably buy it.
Did you?
Game put it on sale, so I bought the collector's edition. The expensive one.
Yeah.
So I got a hat and some other shit with it. Yeah, you can see what's in it. So, yeah, I got the hat, the infamous hat. Get it? Infamous hat, yep. So I got that hat. Hat's pretty cool. Well worth it.
That's not what you were saying last time. I don't want to pay 15 quid for a stupid hat I'm not going to wear.
Yes, but now I spent 15 quid for a stupid hat and a bottle opener.
Oh, that would be handy if you drank beer.
It would be. But that's not important right now. So I got the DLC that everyone said that, was supposed to, like, bridge the gap between it. I don't think it particularly matters because I don't think you can get it without pre-ordering it anymore. Anyone that was like me and thought that you need to pre-order it to get the full story, you don't have to. You really don't. You'll miss out on, like, 3 missions. And to be honest, none of them are that interesting, so if you're, like, sitting and busting your ass, being like, I gotta get this, you don't have to get this. I bit the bullet for you, so you're alright for that.
Yeah.
So that's that. So, into what I actually think of the game here. Infamous Second Son is the third of the series, except it doesn't feature Cole McGrath. You are now Delsin Rowe. Some little punk kid just outside of Seattle. And, basically, yeah, you're in a completely different world, and this is set after the events of Infamous 2. And, I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, it's the first, I say first because I didn't like Killzone. It's the first major PS4 exclusive that's come out, and I've got to say, so I've been building this game up for months, and I've got to say, I absolutely love this game.
Yeah.
This game is fucking fantastic. Now, I've been saying for months that you don't need a PS4 until March because of this game, and it's so true. If you have been putting off getting a PS4 until now, this is the game you need to get with your PS4.
It seems like a lot of people have because sales went up over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it is fantastic. I mean, the thing with the Infamous series is they just get better and better and better. The first one I really enjoyed, and then I played the second one, and the second one was far better, and now this one's just as good. So they've changed it up. From the first 2 games, you were Cole McGrath, who uses electricity powers. In this new one, you're at Delsin Rowe, and you start off with the power of smoke. If you've seen any of the trailers, you can see you're, like, flying through ventilation shafts and, like, blowing smoke in people's eyes and shit like that. You start off with smoke, and later on you get different powers. I don't know if that's actually been said what powers you get, so I'm not going to spoil what you get, but you end up getting more powers as the game progresses. And the whole thing is that pretty much some bitches come in, and basically you've decided, well, I guess it depends how you want to play the game. I've decided to play the game as a good guy, so you end up pretty much white knighting for conduits, or the people who can, like, have these, superpowers, I guess.
Yeah.
So you end up going into Seattle, trying to prove to the city that basically conduits aren't bad, because they've been labeled as bioterrorists, and you're facing the DUP.
The DUP?
The DUP.
Are you sure this is set in Seattle?
I'm absolutely positive, and I can see where you're going with this. But yes, it is the DUP. I forget what the DUP stands for right now, but basically the DUP are kind of like the conduit police, and they kind of take take people off the street who are suspected bioterrorists and lock them up and send them to jail, or some sort of their kind of conduit jail, where they pretty much get experimented on. So the whole thing.
This is one of the storylines from X-Men.
It probably is, to be honest, but pretty much the game starts off is that there's a car crash, well, a police van is crashed, and then all these conduits escape, and then you pick up your first power, because apparently your initial power is that you can absorb powers.
Ooh.
You can absorb it as long as it's, like, apparently the prime conduit. So if it's, like, the original owner of that power, you can absorb it. So you get it because you end up, grabbing the arm of the initial smoke conduit. So you absorb his powers, and that's how you get it later on. But so far, this game is absolutely fantastic. The amount of detail they've put into Seattle as well is ridiculous.
This is the first one in the series to have a karma system, isn't it?
No.
Oh, is it not?
That's always been a thing about Infamous. They always have had a karma system.
So have they redesigned it or something? Because I heard something about it.
Not really. I mean, it really is just more of the same as far as the karma system. I mean, I haven't really noticed anything. What they have kind of changed is the level up system. Instead of it being pretty much, you get your powers, like, you want to level up your punching, you want to level up this, you want to level up this. It's pretty much you get your, a web kind of level up system. So you'll have, your melee, your other three powers, and then those powers are split off into other upgrades, and then those upgrades are split off into other upgrades, and these are upgraded by collecting the blast shards, which I've spread throughout. And anyone who's played the original Infamous is probably thinking, fuck, they brought the blast shards back. No, they're not as annoying as they were before. The original Infamous, you pretty much had to go around spamming L3 or R3, I forget which one, to try and find these little blue pings on the map, or, download the map off the internet and then mark them off one by one. It's not that bad anymore. They pretty much pop up on your map right away now.
That sounds piss annoying.
Oh, it is piss annoying, trust me. As someone who platinumed the game, I had to fucking do it, and the amount of times I got, 349 of the 350 shards, and then couldn't find the fucking last one, is ridiculous.
Did you ever find it?
I did, yeah.
Well, that's good. You prevailed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Any questions about this game? Because, pretty much, this is the game that's going to sell the PS4. This game is absolutely fantastic. There's not one thing I can really pinpoint as being amazing. If you liked Infamous and you liked Infamous 2, then you are going to love this. And if you didn't like them, well, you're dumb, and you should really just give this game a try anyway, because to be honest, it's on the PS4. What the fuck else are you going to play on the PS4?
Yeah. Well, this is kind of the cool thing. In the space of a couple of weeks, we've got the first real system sellers for both new systems. We've got Infamous on the PS4 and Titanfall on the One.
Yeah.
Which is sort of cool to see. See a bit more competition between the two now.
It is nice, especially with the price drop for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
The Xbox, you can get an Xbox One bundled with Titanfall, and I've actually seen it go for as low as 380 quid.
Yeah, and I think you get the kick-ass Titanfall controller as well, don't you?
I think that edition is a bit more expensive. You do just get pretty much, I guess, the vanilla Xbox One. I've seen that one go for 380 quid with Titanfall, which, to be honest, is half tempting, but it is really good to see both of the real system sellers come out.
Yeah.
It's finally good to have something to play on the PS4, holy shit.
And It's I like the way they're so close to each other as well. Because if there was that bit of a gap, you might lose some of the competitiveness, and one just take over and then sit back and relax and do fuck all.
Yeah. I mean, some of the things I like about this game, the trackpad on the PS4 or DualShock 4, they do use it, but it's really not in an intrusive way. It's in a way that, when you think about it, it's like, that makes sense, that's kind of cool, and it's not a pain in the ass to do. Like, you come to these points where you can rescue people, and, you can, like, rip the door off their cage, and it's something as simple as, like, swiping. Because obviously you're, like, swiping as if you're opening the door.
Yeah.
And then there's other bits where, like, you pretty much, like, the DUP centers. You get the DUP centers, and pretty much when you want to blow them up, you use the trackpad to swipe it up, because you're holding something up, and then you pretty much, like, punch it like that.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing where you get, like, the DUP scanner settings, and then it's like, they do, a fingerprint scanner, and it's just something as simple as, like, you're actually scanning your fingerprint into the game.
Oh,
in
cool.
a way, like, you're putting your finger on the trackpad to scan it. Like, it's just little things. Like, it's not really gimmicky type shit where it's like, oh, well, pet the pony with the trackpad. It's like, it's something that's really cool and really not intrusive. And to be honest, if that's the way they're going to use the trackpad, then, you know, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that could be cool. So what does it look like? Is it looking good?
Oh my god, it looks fantastic. It looks fucking incredible. Like, it just looks great. To be honest, it's the best game I've seen so far. I mean, I can't really say that because, you know, I've played like 2 PS4 games, but to me, it looks better than Killzone.
Well, that's good.
And another thing I liked is it's a bit more of a jokey type vibe to this one. I mean, the other two were like, they had their like hints of humor, especially the second one. But the other two are a lot more serious. This one is just a lot more dicking about, really. Because you're the guy you're playing this is probably someone our age.
Oh,
You
cool.
know, just this little punk kid who's been done for like spray painting shit and like listens to all the like Seattle hardcore music. And then his brother's a cop, obviously.
Are you sure it isn't one of us?
It might be one of us. According to Sarah, the guy looks an awful lot like me, so
Well,
I don't know. So
is that because you were wearing his hat?
I'm not wearing this hat, no. But it's just because they get on like brothers do, and to me, I just find the kind of like not brother romance, the brother relationship they've got is extremely funny. The way they just get on, because they get on like normal human beings, which I like.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, you know, Spider-Man syndrome. Like, it's like, with great power comes great responsibility. It's like, I got these powers and it's cool as fuck. I'm gonna go dick about for a while.
Okay, you go do that.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the brother's like, no, I'm a cop, you can't do that. It's like, it's so funny. I like, the complaints I have against this game are so nitpicky. Like, kind of like we had with BioShock.
Yeah.
Like, they're more opinions and then me being completely nitpicky than anything. Like, I miss the electricity from the other two.
Oh, is it not in it at all?
I'm 75% of the way through the game, and so far, no. So I would assume that it's not, but I do miss the electricity. I mean, I haven't used the smoke power an awful lot. I've been using the other ones more.
Yeah.
The smoke, and it just seems that with electricity, when you have to like recharge your batteries, like electricity was a lot easier to find anywhere. Like, electricity's anywhere, obviously.
Yeah.
But with these ones, like, your power is being smoke. It's like you have to find like a chimney, or I don't want to spoil what the other two powers are because I don't know if it's been announced. But like, it's just sometimes it's not as easy to find the power up you're looking for as you would nearly be hoping it would.
Yeah. Well, maybe electricity will come in a DLC or something.
I don't know. I
Some
honestly
added
don't know.
missions.
Could
They
do.
all-
I mean,
they all like zappy zap zap.
I'd love to see the zappy zap zap. Oh, and the other thing, they kind of introduced the multiple powers in Infamous 2 as well. But with Infamous 2, it was kind of like, you had your electricity, which was your main bit, and then you got like one other depending on if you were good or evil. But that one other pretty much limited you to, like, I think 2 or 3 extra attacks. Like a super jump and then 2 other things. This one is like, you have 3 different powers so far that are equally as varied as the other one.
Yeah.
So it's not like your smoke has like 50 attacks and then the other 2 have like 4. It's like they all will have as many different attacks. They all work in completely different ways.
Yeah. So what way does it work switching between them? Like, can you do you have to switch between modes, or is it just simple as I'm doing a smoke attack now with this combination, and then I'm going to do a different attack with this combination?
The way Infamous works is that with the electricity, like I said, you would go up to like a light post or whatever and suck the energy out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They brought that in, and the way you switch between the powers is that you will go up to whatever like the corresponding energy source is.
Right, yeah.
And that's the way you will change. So, again, I don't want to spoil it. So if you go smoke, you go to a chimney. If you want to switch from the smoke to something else, you would go to that corresponding thing, and then that corresponding thing, and then that corresponding thing. That's the way it works out. It's like if you want to switch to some sort of energy, you just go to that source, and then it pretty much switches you.
Oh, that makes sense. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
It's more realistic than storing all this power inside your body.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, there are pretty much no complaints I've had about this game. I mean, I've been playing it for a good few days now, and I've just been doing a lot of different stuff on it, because normally the like town or the city you're in has been split up into like different pieces of the map. Yeah. And I normally try to clear out each piece of the map before I move on, and that's probably why it's taken me so long. But I mean, this game is honestly, it's been so good, and I'm so happy that it's finally here so I can play it.
And now what have you got to look forward to? NHL?
Watch Dogs, maybe.
Oh, Watch Dogs. Forgot about
Watch Dogs, if that's working out. By the way, they apparently there was an interview or something, and some girl who said that or someone that worked there, I think it was a girl anyway, said that Watch Dogs on the PS4 is apparently gonna be a next gen game. It's gonna look good. So all those fears of it looking crap are apparently not true.
Fair enough.
So I mean, that kind of gives me some hope. I mean, I'm looking forward to playing it. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, so far, Infamous. Like, if you're thinking to get a PS4, anyone, get it with Infamous. You're dumb not to. There's nothing else. Fuck's sake, get Infamous.
Oh. Alright. So while you were playing Infamous, I suppose you wanted a break or two.
Yes, I did want to break into Mr.
Segway.
Mr. Segway.
And is there anything short that you played at all?
Yeah. So,
took you a second to catch on there.
No, I knew exactly what you were talking about. I was trying to think of something to say in response to that, though. So, yeah, something short that's come out. A little game called Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes has come out.
Yeah.
This game has received a shit ton of slack for being short as hell. And I mean short as hell. I've watched people speedrun this game in like 5.5 minutes.
Fucking hell.
Well, the main mission, anyway.
Huh.
Yeah, I was shocked myself. And personally, the first time I played through the game, it took me an hour and a half to beat it. So, this game has received a hell of a lot of slack for being short as hell, which is partially justified. But the way I'm thinking of it is that when I bought the game, it was 23 quid.
Oh, fair enough.
You know, like, I've spent more money on shorter things. So, to me, it doesn't bother me, like, as much. Like, people are saying that it's a glorified demo, and like, that could easily be the case. Like, I'm not going to dispute that. But my thing is that Konami have obviously, like, gone out of the way to be like, we know it's a short game. We'll put down the price. We will include other shit with it to make it less of a pain in the ass. Like, I'm not going to deny that the main mission is short. Apparently, well, I know this. There are other, like, spec ops and side ops that you can do in the game. Yeah. Which will, you know, obviously boost the playtime. I haven't gotten around to any of them yet, because, like I said, I've done the main story, and then I've been on Infamous the whole time. And the next game we're going to talk about, actually. So, I mean, I haven't had a chance to play any of them, so I have no idea how short they are, but Like, they're making it... They know that it's a short game.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it easier for people to want to come and play it. And it doesn't bother me. I don't mind paying, 23 quid for how, because it's a lot of fun, and I'm a massive, massive, massive Metal Gear Solid fan. And to me, like, even though it was short as hell, I had nothing but joy playing through all this.
Well, that's good. Sort of hoping we get a bit of rage out of you, but
But no, I mean, if it was the original price of 30 quid,
yeah,
maybe I would have been pissed off about it, but the way I see it, like, when you go to a gig, or, when you go to a movie, you will probably be spending near 20 quid. Or 20-ish quid, and it'll probably last just as long.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't mind buying Metal Gear Solid 5, because I know I'm gonna have a shit ton of fun with it, and with all the extra side ops, like, just the main mission alone is about an hour and a half long, and then the extra ops are gonna add more to it.
Yeah.
And then, when you play this game, you unlock different shit that you will be able to unlock in the Phantom Pain, the real Metal Gear Solid 5, I guess. So, you pretty much, it might be a glorified demo of unlockables at the end, but it's gonna count towards the next game, and for the price, like, I don't mind. I really don't. Like, for how much it's cost, like, I don't care. I mean, it's a good enough length for me that I don't mind spending that much. To be honest, I've spent more money on shorter games.
So, Kiefer Sutherland was voicing Solid Snake in this one?
Big Boss.
Or Big
Scrub.
Boss, sorry.
Yes, he is, yeah.
What was he like?
Now, this might be the Metal Gear fanboy in me coming out, but I didn't like it.
Did you not?
I don't like it. Now, I'm not gonna say he's a shit voice actor, because that's not the case at all. It is great voice acting. My problem is the fact that I miss David Hayter. Like, there's only one voice that is gonna be synonymous with Solid Snake and Big Boss, and that's gonna be David Hayter. So the fact that, like, it's not David Hayter is just wrong.
Did it make you want to cry whenever you first heard him?
It did.
Oh.
But, I mean, it's such a fan service, though. Like, the entire opening cutscene is filled with references to, like, the first game. Like, you end up on the island in this base, and, like, the first communication between you and your commander is pretty much a direct rip from Metal Gear Solid 1. And me being a fanboy, I loved that. I thought it was great.
Was that not a big point of the game, though? I think you can play. Can't you play through it in the old Metal Gear Metal Gear Solid 1 skin and all? Can't you?
You can, yeah. I haven't got to that. I haven't gotten that skin yet, but no, you can do that.
Yeah. Well, that'd be fun. Buying a game for PS4 and playing it on a PS1 skin.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh. So, any complaints about it?
Other than the Kiefer Sutherland thing? Honestly, no. I mean, I know the main complaint is going to be about the length, but like I said, the length doesn't bother me. I mean, I thought that the game is, like, fantastic. All the new features they've put in have been, like, absolutely great. I've loved all of it. I've heard a lot of, like, things about how controversial the ending was.
Yeah.
And the ending is a bit fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, the ending's a bit fucked up. But, you know, it was one of those things that, like, the ending happened, and the credits rolled, and then another ending happened, and then the credits rolled, and then another ending happened. And all it did is make me feel like, holy fuck, I want the Phantom Pain right now.
So, if you were going to give any advice to someone who was thinking that this was too expensive for a 2-hour game, would you say leave it closer to the next launch and then get it cheap, secondhand?
I'd say suck it up and stop being a little bitch. I mean, come on. I mean, someone who's spending that kind of money. I mean, okay. If you're broke, like if you're in the normal shoes, if you're in like our shoes, but neither of us particularly have a lot of money to try and blow like that. If I wasn't a Metal Gear Solid fanboy, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess yes. If you're not a massive fan of Metal Gear Solid, I would leave it for a little bit to see. But, I mean, for right now, with it being 23 quid, and with there being hours of gameplay, I mean, yes, the main mission can be beat in 5 minutes if you speedrun it, but who plays it speedrunning the first time through?
Yeah.
Like, when I just played naturally, it took me about an hour and a half, hour, 40 minutes to do, so... And then I haven't even touched the side ops or any of that, and then there's a bunch of collectibles inside the game as well, so there's hours of gameplay in this, so I don't think it's that big of a rip-off for 20 quid, but... Maybe I am biased for being a Metal Gear fanboy, but if you do think that's too much and you don't think the extra hours of gameplay is enough, then I guess I would say to wait, yeah.
Or rent it, because you know you can complete it in time.
You could do that, yeah.
You know, fucking Activision might actually stay in business then.
If you can find one of the few shops that actually allow you to rent things, then by all means give that a go. If you think it's going to be too short for you, then go ahead. But I'm saying if you are a Metal Gear Solid fanboy, I definitely think you have to give this a go.
Is GameFly a thing over here, or is it just in America?
I think it's just in America.
Shit. Oh, well.
I know.
Well, it's not as if I was going to rent it. I don't have a PS4 to play it on.
Well, it's on PS3.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many new features that they've put into this game, and they've really have just tidied it up a lot. Like, they've got a new reconnaissance thing where you can ping people on your map.
Oh,
if you find people, you can ping them onto your map, and they will stay there forever. So you can find out where they are, and they've kind of like made the CQC a lot like I don't know. It just seems a lot more refined to me because normally when I normally dread the CQC, the close quarter combat in Metal Gear, because normally it's just a jumbled fucking mess.
Yeah,
but they've kind of really simplified it. So I don't know. I think the game is absolutely fantastic. I really, really think it's great.
Cool.
Oh, fuck, that reminds me. Speaking of the map, one of the coolest fucking things in this game, if you have an iOS and I think Android device, you can download the Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zero's companion app. And it basically acts like your iDroid, which is the thing inside the game that has your map, has your mission log, has your cassette tapes that you can use to listen to intel or music inside the game, call helicopters, and do all this shit. If you download the Ground Zero app, you can have the map sit on your iPad or iPhone or whatever right in front of you, and it acts in real time.
Wow, that's a huge fuck you to Nintendo.
It is so fucking cool. I didn't even know, because I thought the companion app was going to be some shitty fucking crap like, you know, the GTA 5 one. Like, the GTA 5 one's horrible. You know, like, your dog shits, you gotta pick it up.
Ew.
It's like, cool. Your dog's thirsty, feed it. Cool. Dog's hungry. No, I'm just saying, as compared to companion apps, like, it sucked. There was no point to it.
Yeah.
As far as I know, there was no point to it. You just fed the fucking dog and that was it. This app is fucking great. You never have to touch the pause menu.
Nice.
It is so cool. You get the map on there, and anything you ping shows up in real time. There is no lag whatsoever. So you're honestly using this thing as a second screen. You can call helicopters from it as well. So it kind of makes, instead of taking yourself out of the game to, like, go to the pause menu, go to the helicopter screen, go, I want to call a helicopter right here for extraction. You're just like, you can be running along, touch your iPad, say call helicopter, and it'll go.
Awesome.
And, like, I know, when I saw A3 last year, they were really doing a lot of this second screen companion app shit, and I thought, most of this is going to end up being gimmicky bullshit.
Yeah.
But this app is fantastic.
Well, that's cool.
It was so fucking cool. I was just sitting there with my iPad, having the map ping in real time.
Yeah.
And, like, I never even used the in-game map after that. I never even touched it.
You know what would be really cool? If they, like, built your tablet into a controller.
Yeah, if only a company would do that.
Yeah. Because everyone would be loving to make games for that console. That would be awesome.
Yeah, they would. Shame it's never going to happen, though.
No, that'll never happen.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if the Wii U did stuff like this,
yeah,
like, that would be cool as fuck. Like, this actually blew my mind with how cool it ended up working out. Like, if you're going to do a companion app, do it like this. And the companion app does other stuff, like, it controls the Walkman. It pretty much does everything that your pause menu would do. Anything that your iDroid in-game does, the app will do for you.
Yeah.
And it is so cool. So, take note, don't be like the iFruit app for GTA 5, where the entire thing is feeding a fucking dog. Make it like this, where it's cool as shit. Because it is fucking amazing. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it's that hard of a thing to do. It's just an app that controls your pause menu, but it works and it's awesome.
Yeah, it really is awesome. It especially works with the fact that the PS4 can connect with the PlayStation app on your iOS device now.
Oh,
so it kind of makes connecting it a lot easier, because once you connect your iPhone or your iPad or whatever it is to your PS4, they kind of connect straight away to the point that you can pretty much use your iPod or whatever as a keyboard.
Cool.
For like typing messages or doing whatever. You can control it. Like, you can pretty much control your PS4 from that. I mean, it has been so cool. I've just been dicking about with the PS4 stuff. I mean, the app, if you have iOS device and you have Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes for the PS4, I don't know if it works on the other consoles. I'm pretty sure it does, because it allows you to sign in from the other console, so I guess it does work. But I mean, it's just so cool.
I wonder if there's an Android version.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Well, talking about using an app to control your PlayStation, or using a tablet to control your PlayStation, I recently got an Nexus 7, and its main function so far is reading comics and using it to control Netflix on my PlayStation.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why. It's just so much easier to use it than the joypad. You just you just stick the PlayStation on Netflix, bring up the Netflix app on the tablet, and then search for whatever you want to watch, broadcast it to your PlayStation, and then flick it to whatever point you want to watch from. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking what they're doing with the kind of app integration that they're doing with these consoles now. It's really cool. If they're going to do stuff like this, I don't mind. It's just, I was really hoping, I'm really skeptical that it was going to be really gimmicky bullshit, but if it's going to be like this and just handy type stuff, I don't mind it whatsoever.
Yeah.
I want more of it. After playing Metal Gear Solid 5 with that second screen, I want every game to have one. Because it was that cool.
Imagine how cool Infamous? Yeah, Infamous would have been with that.
Infamous would have been cool with that. You know what else would be fucking cool with it?
What?
Watch Dogs!
Here's hoping it has it.
Oh my god. If they don't have a companion app with Watch Dogs, then they have severely missed the fucking boat with that.
Yeah. Oh, please, actually, maybe we should stop talking about this, because if they haven't got it, they might push it back even further till they get one sorted.
I don't care.
As if any of them are actually listening to us.
No, but oh my god, it was so cool though.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
I was actually hoping this topic would bring us some rage, but it hasn't. So,
no, I mean, seriously, this has been such a good 2 weeks. Well, I guess only they both came out 5 days ago, so these past 5 days have been absolutely fantastic, with Infamous being amazing, Metal Gear Solid being fantastic, and this next game.
This next game that came out this week, but you've been playing for about 6 months anyway.
Yeah. I talked about this in episode 2.
It was not episode 1.
I hinted towards an episode 1, I think.
Oh, yeah, it was your secret game.
My secret game. So Smite got released.
Yay!
Smite got released yesterday on the 25th. It got released worldwide, and there's not really much to say about it, but I can answer some of the questions that you had.
Mm-hmm.
I can only remember one of them. You were asking if they were going to do the, what was it, recall the levels.
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
Oh, well, that's good.
So you get to keep your levels.
That would have been fantastic if I had played it before it launched anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
So they did that. With the release as well, they had this little Twitter, not competition, they had this like Twitter promotion thing where for every 10,000 tweets, one of these tweets got, any beta player over level 10 got 100 gems per 10,000, and we ended up getting 663 gems out of it.
God damn it, I knew I should have gone in and leveled up.
So, there was that. So if you've played Smite but haven't played in a while and you're past level 10, go on. You've got your gems, so you can go get a new skin or a voice pack or whatever you want. I don't know, any questions about the game? Because I realized listening back to that podcast, I did a shit job of explaining what the hell it was. But, yeah.
Well, we know it's a third-person MOBA.
Yeah.
Which is sort of... the main hook of it is that it's a third-person perspective, isn't it? Because there's not many MOBAs like that. They're mostly top-down.
Yeah, mostly top-down, like your League, your Dota, your Heroes of Newerth, if that's even still a thing.
Yeah, I know what all those are.
But, yeah.
I know League.
I know League. I know Dota. I like Dota. I like Smite more.
Well, of course
you do.
I
know Dota.
So, was there anything new that came out with it on release? Like any new gods or anything?
There was a god released a few days beforehand. Like, the thing I find really weird is that they called it a release, but there was nothing. The biggest release part with it was that over in America they were having a tournament, their launch tournament, which was worth $200,000.
Fucking hell!
Yeah, so that was the big launch. Game content wise, there wasn't really anything new. Release date, like the release week, yes, there was stuff, but release day there wasn't really anything. There was a new god released a few days ago, actually.
Yeah.
So they're still releasing content for it. So, I mean, yeah, they're still pushing stuff out. It's still an extremely fun game to play. And the thing that they added that I liked, I don't remember if I mentioned it in my review, but Dota 2 has a kind of co-op against bots, or your practice against bots in the main conquest map, or the main map. You get your 5v5, get to the other person's base, fight the towers, do all that stuff. Typical MOBA gameplay. Smite never had that. So you couldn't really practice like jungling or practice laning or practice any of that. They introduced that, I think, a week or two ago.
Yeah.
So that's really, really good for new guys to kind of go in and learn the basics of the game. And the bots are shit as well. The bots are absolutely fucking horrendous. You're not going to get killed. Like, the bots will punish you if you really, really, really fuck up. And I mean really, really fuck up. But other than that, you're relatively safe. So, I mean, it's kind of good to kind of, get your head wrapped around what the general gist of what's going on. So, and you earn real match rewards for it as well, so you can kind of level up, you can get favor to unlock your gods as well. So, I mean,
cool.
It's really good that they've added that for kind of new people, and if you want to practice learning gods or learning jungling routes, it's really cool to go in and have a look at that. So I was really happy they added that.
Yeah, that's really cool, because now I can actually play without the fear of dying.
Yeah, and they've also added it. You can invite friends to do that with you as well. So if you've got like one person who's really good, or you have a bunch of friends who really have no idea what the hell you're doing, you can all jump in without worried of being told to kill yourself. So it's really nice.
Yeah. So I promise myself I'm going to play it before the end of the week.
Well, with this new practice mode, now you can. I mean, hell, me and you could even fucking pop on eventually and just do the practice conquest map. I mean, it is such a good game. I mean, if you have any remote interest in MOBAs, and just seriously give Smite a try. Smite is honestly amazing, and it brings something new to the table.
And it's free.
Completely free.
Yeah.
So why not?
Right. I think over the course of these podcasts, we've talked about Smite quite a bit.
Only a tad.
A tad, yeah. But more than we've talked about this next thing, anyway. I love segues. So, I'm sure everyone has heard of the Oculus Rift. It's a VR headset. It's sort of the first thing to come along in quite a while that's sort of bringing virtual reality back into the mainstream of public consciousness, and something people really want to get into. And yesterday, as of recording this podcast, which would be Monday for you people listening, the company behind it were bought out by Facebook, of all people.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get what?
I didn't. Why Facebook? What? Why?
I have no idea. But Mark Zuckerberg probably just really wants one.
Just we bought them.
So you bought them. Yeah, I mean,
I really want one.
If you
Fuck,
were
we'll
Mark
buy the company.
Zuckerberg, you'd just be fucking throwing money at bitches.
I guess so.
Can I have a pint? Yeah. Here's £20 million.
Can I have a pint? Fuck it, I'll buy Guinness.
Someone show me to Diageo.
Oh my god.
Which is coming just after Sony also released details about their VR headset, Project Morpheus, which is going to be integrated with the PS4. Which, how do you feel about virtual reality? Is it something you'd be interested in?
Couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Unless it's in an arcade, I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, see,
I really couldn't.
That's the only place I could see me actually doing anything like this, but arcades don't really exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, okay, between the two, the Project Morpheus, they seem to be like, the Dragon Ball Z Scouters.
Yeah.
And then the Oculus Rift just seems to be like someone's taped a tablet to your face. So, I mean, with the Oculus Rift, you get this big, bulky looking thing tied to your face, and then with the Project Morpheus, you got these like scouter looking things. My problem with the scouters is do they cover your entire eye socket? Because I don't really get how that whole fitting worked, because if it doesn't cover your whole eye socket, then I don't get what the point is. I'm assuming it would, because that'd be really fucking stupid if it didn't.
Maybe you have to play it in a very dark room.
Maybe, but I don't know. I couldn't imagine. I don't care. I don't care.
And Steam are also supporting VR now. They're trying to get into the race. I don't think they've got no hardware coming out. They're just sort of backing Oculus mainly. But I would say of all the people you want to be supporting VR, if you're interested in it at all, is Steam.
Yeah.
Because Project Morpheus may be really cool, but if it's only going to work with your PS4, it mightn't have the processing power for it to be as immersive as it could be.
I mean,
given
the
that
only genre I could see virtual reality working with is horror.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I could see. There's a lot of people are sort of are thinking that the sort of next step with this is to have sort of treadmills and stuff, so that when you walk in the game and stuff like that. Which sort of brings me on to your point, which it makes, if I'm going to do that, the only place I want to do it is in a fucking arcade. I don't want a massive treadmill taking up half my living room. And I've already got a treadmill in my room that I don't fucking use because it's not even mine. It's just sitting in the middle of the floor, and I can't fucking put it anywhere. It won't fold up. I don't want the fucking thing. I don't want another one that attaches to my Oculus Rift so I can walk around the fucking World of Warcraft. Oh.
I don't know. I mean, to me, virtual reality, I mean, it just seems like a less annoying 3D. 3D doesn't work, so it's like they're going to go for virtual reality now.
Yeah. But I think you're right. The only thing that I would particularly like it for is horror. And
yeah, I mean, playing Outlast or some shit.
Yeah, and
Dead Space with it.
I'm not paying £200 for something I can use with 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's kind of like, it really is like motion controls, like 3D. It's like, do you really want to spend that kind of money for something that you probably won't use?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, well, there hasn't really been much support for it, really, I don't think, but most people with fucking Kinect for Xbox One are only using it to turn their Xbox on and off.
Or to play dancing games.
Is there even any dancing games out for it yet?
I don't know.
I know that Kinect Sport something is coming out soon, and they're holding a big tournament. But
oh my god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people are only using Kinect to turn their Xbox on and off, and choosing movies on Netflix.
Probably.
I wonder if that'd be better than my tablet.
It could be.
Could be. Probably isn't. Because then I'd have to have a Kinect, and I don't want a Kinect.
No, I don't particularly want one, but virtual reality, I mean, like I said, it's really... It would have to be something that's pretty impressive for me to really give a damn.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's one of those things that, like, You know, I don't care. I don't care.
At least we can be sure it's better than the Virtual Boy. Because there's no reports of people getting fucking bloody eyes yet. So, you know.
The thing So does this mean that they're finally going to give up on doing this 3D gaming bullshit then?
Well, I would think so, but if anything, I'd say it would just become 3D and VR. Because VR's got to be 3D anyway, otherwise it wouldn't be very immersive.
Does that mean that we're going to come to a point where it's going to be like E3 from like 2 years ago, where it's all motion controller bullshit, where it's like, you know, in 2 years from now it's going to be all virtual reality shit?
Yeah, you go to E3 and you don't even have to go to E3, you just put on your Oculus Rift and you're there.
No, that would be kind of cool, actually.
Don't get on the bandwagon, James. No.
Virtual E3.
Virtual E3. But
just neckbeards everywhere as well.
But then how would you get up close to the hot cosplayers in real life?
Christ,
I suppose you could snuggle up to your fucking sex pillow or whatever the fuck they're called.
get your body pillow and dress it up like Sailor Moon.
Or just get a Sailor Moon body pillow.
Or do that. Or both.
Or both. But yeah, so with Facebook buying out the guys behind Oculus, I would assume that means there's going to be a lot more investment in them.
I don't even know what that means. Why Facebook? I don't get that. Any other company buying them would have made a little bit more sense, but why Facebook?
Well, remember fucking Google a few months ago bought a fucking company that just does thermostats in your house that's controlled by an app, just because they didn't have that information.
Yeah, but now you can have Google Plus. You can have Google Plus tell you what temperature to be at, man. Everyone loves Google Plus.
Google Plus, fucking hell. But yeah, I would assume it's just a business venture for them, and because they're tech related, they're buying up all the tech companies they can. I mean, they're buying apps that don't generate any revenue yet. I mean, they're just throwing money at shit. They've got it. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it.
They do, but I don't know.
Oh, speaking of fucking apps and stock markets and shit, you've heard of King, obviously, haven't you?
Yes.
The app developers behind Candy Crush and stuff.
Yep.
They recently, I think yesterday, went public. Yesterday, as of recording, so Monday, went public, and didn't go as well as they were hoping. Apparently, what they had forecast just didn't work out, and they're not selling for nearly as much as they thought they would, which is fucking surprising because, you know, they made Candy Crush. It obviously makes them the best fucking company in the world.
Duh.
But yeah, that's that. I fucking hate Candy Crush. You see,
do you hate it, or are you just bad at it?
I'm not bad at it. I'm okay at it.
How can you be bad at a game of luck? I don't.
I don't know, James. I just don't know.
I don't luck well.
I don't look well. I look horrible.
I look very horrible.
I look terrible. But yeah, you ever, you know, when you have a game that you hate, but you play it anyway?
Yeah.
Like, for me, my first
Alien vs Predator.
Really? Oh god, I don't even know why the fuck you play that in the first place.
It gave me motion sickness.
Oh god. First
Naughty
instance
bear.
the first instance of that for me was Gex Undercover Gecko. I fucking hated that game, but I kept playing it anyway. I couldn't stand it, but I kept fucking playing it. Hated everything about it. Oh, makes me want to boke thinking about it. And Candy Crush is one of those games for me. I played it on a tablet and just kept fucking playing it and couldn't stop playing it. And I don't know why, but I just kept playing and kept playing. Got pretty far. Stopped getting as far. And now I really, really hate it and haven't played it since.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's my wee rant on that. We've gone so far off topic now.
Yeah, just a bit.
But you know what's cool? Collector's editions.
Oh my god.
I mean, you just bought the one for Infamous. Don't you just love collector's editions?
I do love collector's editions. You know what else I love?
What?
Games are my collector's editions.
Yeah, you see, that's sort of what you expect in a collector's edition of a game. The fucking
Or maybe it's a
game.
bit overrated.
Oh, yeah. Tell them.
So, Wolfenstein, you know that massively popular game?
One of the first FPSs. Fucking
Yeah.
amazing. Played to this day, even though I didn't have the original when it was first out, because fucking hell.
Yeah. What about the massively popular, newer Wolfenstein games?
Yes. They are also good. There's a new one out soon,
Yes. And, it's getting a collector's edition.
as most
It
games do.
cost $100. It's limited to 5,000. It's called the Panzerhund edition. And,
Maybe we should Google Translate that.
maybe we should. I think, the Google Translate actually translates to, doesn't come with a game edition.
Yep.
So, it costs $100. It's limited to 5,000, and it doesn't come with a fucking game.
No fucking game in the game's
Doesn't-
collector's edition.
Doesn't come with a game. It's a collector's edition for a game, doesn't come with the game.
What the fuck?
Now, I'm just saying, if I bought the Infamous Collector's Edition and it didn't come with Infamous Second Son, I'd be a little bit salty at that.
I think you'd be more than a little bit salty. You'd be an entire salt mine.
I would be. I'd be hired by McDonald's for their chips. What?
Who thought this was a good idea?
Who? Okay. So, we're Wolfenstein, right?
Yeah,
People love our games, don't they?
they do.
People love collector's editions.
Everyone looked. I mean, fucking hell, look at Call of Duty.
Well, I'm thinking out of left field here.
Yeah.
What if
What if?
What if we sell the collector's edition of the game
Yeah.
and the game
Yeah.
separately?
Brilliant.
That is fucking incredible.
No one will be expecting it.
No one will be expecting it. Everyone will buy the collector's edition and then they won't get the game, but it's alright. We'll put a news story on IGN saying, don't cancel your pre-order because you're not getting the game. It's fucking brilliant.
This is fantastic. We are geniuses.
It is, we are so smart.
So they say the reason for this is so that they can ship internationally.
So you don't have to wait for a big box.
Yeah.
The whole reason it doesn't come with a game is so when they ship it internationally, you're not waiting for a big box. You want to play the game, don't you? When I play a game, I like to have the game there.
Mhm.
So fuck waiting for that. Buy two separate things that are the same thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you don't want a big box coming to your doorstep with a game in it. No, that's fucking stupid.
no one wants that.
No, we'll give you an empty big box.
Have you even looked up what's in it?
I'll tell you now. Hold on.
Because
Let me.
essentially what this sounds like to me is people now are pre-ordering merch
Yes.
for a game
without
they don't
the-
have.
Okay, so the items included in this collector's edition are an 8-inch fully articulated hand-painted Panzerhund statue and base. A folder containing documents such as maps, case files, letters, and blueprints. A set of 14 vintage postcards from Wolfenstein's alternative 1960s. Okay, that's the end of the sentence there. 3 embroidered patches, dog tags, and a steelbook case for the game.
They
A
give
steelbook
you a
case for the game, but it doesn't have the fucking game in it. Oh my
they
god.
give you a case for the game.
They give you a
no
case for the
game.
game, but no game.
So what you do then is you order this, you pre-order this, and you buy your game separately. And what
For
happens-
$160, I'm assuming.
Yep. What happens is you then, when your collector's edition arrives, take the game out of the case it's in and put it into this case they sent you. And voila, you have your collector's edition. You know what? This makes it even more stupid because maybe if you bought this collector's edition and it doesn't come with a game, you think, oh well, I'll download the game then. That makes more sense. That'll
No.
be easier. No, because now you get half of the fucking thing isn't even worth it. I've got a case for a downloaded game. This is brilliant.
I've got a case for a game that's showing up later on. I got
know-
a case for I'm gonna have 2 cases of the same game.
I know we were saying, even though everything's shifting towards digital now, we still want something physical from that to have, so that we can display it, or maybe if it's a download code or something like that, we can have that there in case we need to download it on something else or something like that. But really, you're giving us a case for a game you're not giving us the fucking game for.
No.
If it came with a download code and not that bookcase, that would be understandable. I would get it. I would get it if it was just the collector's edition, but the game is downloaded, and maybe you can download it from your pre-order slip or whatever, and you get the rest sent out to you. That would make sense.
So the reason it's gotten delayed, and I quote, "The collector's edition does not include a copy of the game, so keep your pre-order at your favorite retailer and we'll send you these goodies separately. This way, we can ship these boxes worldwide and you're not waiting for your game to come along in an oversized, expensive shipped box. So they sent you an empty fucking game case. Surely, the sense would have been, give me the fucking game in the case.
Yep.
I'm paying for it to be shipped. Give me the fucking game with it."
Okay, from that, what it sounds like is you'll get the game and then you'll get the collector's edition later, which I would understand, but they're still giving you a physical copy of the game, so you're still going to end up with 2 fucking cases for it.
Yeah.
But fucking hell, that's taking the piss still.
No, that is full dumb. That's full dumb. Full dumb.
Because I wouldn't put it past them to not give you the game.
I just couldn't imagine in anyone's right mind saying, we'll release a collector's edition that won't have the game in it. So you're not releasing a collector's edition, you're releasing a fucking statue that's related to the game. That's not a collector's edition, that's a fucking statue. Like, be honest with your bullshit. Don't tell me that's the collector's edition of the game when there's no fucking game. There's an empty game case.
God.
To be honest though, imagine, right, the scene. Imagine the scene. Some kid has pre-ordered the collector's edition of Wolfenstein, hasn't heard the news that there's no game included, opens the steel bookcase up and there's no game.
Or someone, and guessing that they do still include a copy of the game in the price you paid for your pre-order.
I don't think they do.
If in fact they do, you show up to Game or GameStop or whatever you have in your area, and you walk in at midnight. Well, there's not going to be a midnight launch for this. You walk in at 9 a.m. on the day of launch, and you'd be like, "Wolfenstein, bitches!" And they hand you just a regular game. I would start some shit if I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
But that's just the thing that gets me, is that they're saying it's $100 just for the collector's edition, and they're saying it's any game with it. So, does that mean that because it's in dollars, I gotta assume that it's gonna be $60 for the game itself. So for 160 quid, you're buying this collector's edition.
Yep.
What the fuck?
You know what? Even if it is, I'm assuming why the collector's edition is delayed is something to do with the stuff they're putting into it. Maybe all the statues aren't ready and stuff like that. And in the instance that the price of the original game is still included in your pre-order, why not just give a download code to all the people that pre-ordered and send out the physical copy with it, with the collector's edition? Why separate them at all? Why make?
Because then people would sell the physical copy of the game.
Lock it in to the pre-order somehow. You're already delaying it.
Just bolt it.
Yeah, just bolt it to your whatever code downloads this. Can't fucking ship off the game until they... No, actually, no, that sounds really fucking stupid and retarded now that I say it.
Or a time-locked download code?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Whenever you receive your game 2 days later, it's no longer there and you need to install it again or whatever. That'd be a bit of a dick to go about, but like it's the way that makes sense for them.
No, this way makes more sense. This collector's edition with no game makes more sense.
Fuck the environment. Pump more plastic in. That's what we need. 5,000 game cases that are going completely in the bin as soon as the collector's edition arrives. Because would you keep the shitty fucking plastic one when you had a steel bookcase for it?
No. No, I wouldn't.
Because that's just going to get confusing. Anyway.
More of the story is that this is fucking stupid. Don't do this.
Yeah, don't just if you have to delay a collector's edition, don't do it like this.
Don't do it like this. This is stupid.
Send it out
This
in
is
parts if you have to. Say you'll get everything, but this one thing is going to be a month late, so we'll send that to you later.
just don't be stupid.
We fucked up. Our bad. We'll take the cost and shipping there because you just haven't got it ready. It's your fault. You take the cost of shipping. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Right, let's move on to something that makes me a little happy.
Okay.
A while ago, we talked about backwards compatibility in new systems, and it's not that big of a deal necessarily, in our opinion. Because if you've got games for that system, why the fuck haven't you got the system to play it on? Because I wouldn't throw out a console if I bought a new one. The only reason I could see is if you were trading it in order to buy the next system, but that would make no sense because you get fuck all for it as soon as the next one's launched.
Yeah.
But there's a leak from a guy that does an awful lot of leaks retaining, whatever. An awful lot of leaks towards Sony, and he's usually right and sort of infamous at this point. Oh, infamous, tying it up. He has said that there's going to be PS1 and PS2 emulation coming to PS4. Which is, although we were saying that about throwing out your consoles and stuff, that it was stupid and no need for backwards compatibility, it is still a cool feature to have. In case, because, again, we were saying that we would like to see more of the game libraries extended and able to download onto the new systems if they're not backwards compatible, so you can go back and play the games you never got a chance to. So this is going to give you the chance to do that. Say you never got to play, let me think of a good game on PS1 that never came out in the PSN store. Say you never played... Fuck.
Gex.
No. Say you never played Rugrats the movie.
Oh.
That was a surprisingly good game.
It was a great game.
But you're never going to see that available for download in the PSN store.
No, but Toy Story is.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. I've got it. Because they're not going to be arsed to license that again and go through all that. Whereas Toy Story, maybe because Toy Story 3 came out, it made sense to do it. Unless they come out with another Rugrats movie, I don't see that happening. Now you've got the chance to download the emulator for your PS4 and get a physical copy and play a good game, which is sort of cool.
But, okay, so what makes this any different than, like you said, what makes this any different than the PSN store then?
Well, with the emulation coming, that means if it's full emulation, then it's going to be completely backwards compatible with the physical copies of the game, so you don't need them on the PSN store. It really, what I see this as is a way to play the games that you won't get on the PSN store, and that you can get in a physical copy cheaper second hand and stuff. Say you wanted to play Destruction Derby, you're not going to see that in the PSN store.
You are.
Really? Is it on there?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm trying to pick games that are sort of... okay, say you want to play... I was going to say Croc there, but that would have been fucking stupid.
Croc?
Yeah, Croc. Say you want to play Team Buddies. Team Buddies isn't on the PSN store, to my knowledge.
Oh, God.
But you can get
no,
it on
I don't
disc,
think so.
and you can get the emulation on your PS4, bung it in, and play it away. Just go mad on it.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, my fucking PS1 collection is destroyed by now because I was a fucking kid, and what isn't thrown into a box is fucking traded in to buy PS2 games for 20p off.
Exactly. I mean, I can say I don't have a single PS1 game, and I've only got a handful of PS2 games, but to be honest, most of the PS2 games I have been remade in HD on the PS3, so...
I've actually been really thinking about getting into collecting some more physical copies of PS1 games and stuff. Because I can play them on. You can play PS1 games on the PS3. Or at least every one that I've tried works. So I've been thinking about going back and buying some of those games that I had for it. The only real problem I can see is because of it being disc based. You might get some games might be very rare because it'll be fucked up by this point. You're talking about 15-year-old games at the very least.
Yep.
So it might be hard to get good copies of the games, but you can find them, and if you already have them, you can play them. If your PS1, which I don't see why it would have, because those things were made like a fucking brick, has crapped out on you, and you have a PS4, your collection's still valid. It's a cool way to use it. Or if you want to do what I'm doing and start collecting old games, you don't need to buy the system. It would be better to buy the system because, of course, the emulator isn't going to be perfect. But, you know, it's a good feature to have. It's not something I would necessarily say ruins the system for not having if it didn't.
Yeah.
But it's sort of cool to see, and I'm sort of glad about it. And it's a bit of an extra reason for me to get a PS4. I still can't
If they
afford
include it, it'd
but,
be cool. But I mean, if they don't, I don't care really.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the PS2 stuff, like I said, has either been remade or, you know, if I really desperately want to play it, I would, you know, take the PS2 out.
Yeah. But, you know, it is cool to have. Maybe if you're worried about space and stuff, and you... Oh, well, I was about to say you can't hook up your PS1 to your new HD TV, but most of them still have a component in, so that was silly. Actually, do any HD TVs... Say you play it through a monitor, a PC monitor, it won't have a component in.
No, it won't.
Most of the time. But it may have a HDMI, which you may be playing a PS4 through. Maybe stick in a PS1 or a PS1 game. No problem.
So in the off chance you happen to hit column A, B, and C, this might be useful.
It's just sort of... It's cool. I'm sort of glad to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes, it comes. If it's not, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's nothing to get too worried about or get too psyched about either, but if we see it coming and by that time I have a PS4 or I'm about to get one, I'll be happy enough to download the patch and do whatever.
Yeah. I don't know, it could be cool. But it doesn't really affect me because, like I said, my collection of old games is pretty much like zilch at this point, so it isn't really something that particularly affects me, so...
Yeah.
There you go.
I've really wanted to... We keep getting onto the topic of these fucking games, but I've really wanted to collect all the Tony Hawk's games again.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've wanted... Because, fuck man, those games were my childhood. I loved those games.
Even the bad ones?
Even the bad ones. And to be fair, they didn't really get bad until after Thug. So the first 5 were great.
And then it just turned poopy.
Yeah, it went all poopy.
It went very poopy.
Very, very poopy.
Very, very poopy.
But you know, there may be a new one coming out soon, so...
Oh, great.
Fingers crossed.
No, not fingers crossed. Give me Skate. Give me Skate 4.
Maybe,
fuck Tony Hawk,
maybe
I
what
don't
he
care.
was mocapping for was Skate 4.
Maybe.
Maybe it's a big crossover. That would be fantastic, actually.
Aye, yeah, twist. The plot thickens. Tony Hawk, mocapping for Skate. What?!
But anyway, excuse me while I take a drink. There's a big chunk of silence for you. Yeah, things and such.
That's pretty much us for the week. I mean, it's been actually a really good week for, you know, just stuff being released. Even though you never played half of the game, or any of the games.
No, I haven't. But
and to be honest, we completely left out one of the games that came out that I'm really kind of bummed I never got to play, but I've had too much to play that it didn't really make much sense for me to get, and that's Final Fantasy X.
Oh, yeah.
That HD remix came out, and to be honest, it is one of my favorite games, but I never grabbed it. I mean, I've been trying to burn for Kingdom Hearts HD, I bought another copy of Final Fantasy 13, so I've been playing through that a bit. So I mean, with the amount of JRPGs I gotta play through, I mean, I'm not really going out of my way to buy Final Fantasy 10, but I mean, that came out, so, and I've heard great things about it. So
Yay, Blitzball, yay.
exactly, so I'm looking forward to playing that game
Dress
eventually.
Spears, yay.
What's your problem?
Didn't like Final Fantasy X, okay? It ruined the
Did you play
series.
10?
I played
Did you play
10.
10?
Oh, well, no,
Did you play 10?
I played 10 too before I played 10.
That's your problem. That's your
I
problem.
still played 10.
That's your problem. No, man, 10 was 10 was awesome. You're too retro.
I am too retro.
Too retro for this
I
shit.
cut off at about 7 or 8.
I don't know. I played like 2 hours of 7 and got lost and rage quit.
Of course you did.
I did. I can't handle games that don't give you any sort of like. I'm not saying I don't want games to hold my hand,
Yeah.
but I want games to give like at least let me know the general direction I need to go. Where it's like Final Fantasy VII, it's like I'm here. Where do you go? I don't know.
Yeah, I have.
Can you tell me what I need to do? No.
I have got sort of lost in the overworld map of 7 a couple of times.
Oh my god.
You think by now I'd know where to go? Played it enough times.
Well, that's the thing with these older games. Like, I was looking at my PS1 collection on my PS3 today, and like I've got like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and I've got Final Fantasy 7 on there, and I'm just thinking like I would love to go and play these games, but the problem with these games is that it either is extremely fucking convoluted in what you have to do and where you have to go, or it just gives you literally no fucking direction whatsoever. Like some of the puzzles from from Resident Evil make no fucking sense
Yeah.
whatsoever. And then, like I just said, Final Fantasy tells you nowhere to go. So my problem is, I'd love to go and play these games, but then you either like end up getting lost for about fucking 7 hours, or you have to spend your entire time like playing side by side a fucking walkthrough.
Yeah.
And what's the fun in that?
Oh. Well, this is a good topic for that chunk we always add on at the end because we're not quite as long as we thought we'd be. Is there any retro games that you've played that have really surprised you and you've really loved?
No, I mean I can't really say I have, no, because a lot of the retro stuff I would have played when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like I would have played like a retro game I've never played before,
Yeah. So,
if you know what I mean. I guess the closest I would have come to that was Persona 4, if you can even count that as retro. But
yeah.
I mean, I guess that would be one of the few games that like I had never played on the console, and I played it on the original console, and it was fucking incredible.
Yeah. As you know, I love retro games. Almost a bit too much. In fact, quite a bit too much. And surprisingly, up until a few years ago, I'd never played Double Dragon. And
Yeah.
yeah, and when I finally, I'd heard everyone loves Double Dragon, like, and I heard a lot of good
Never
things about
played
it. I know you haven't. I don't. It came out in the NES. Unless it's Mario, you haven't played it.
Nope.
Have you even played any of the NES Zeldas?
Nope.
Don't play it too. It's not that great.
I've never played. I don't think I've ever played an NES before. I think which one had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it, like the original.
The very original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or the good one?
We'll go with the good one.
I think the good one might have been on SNES.
That was probably the one I played then. I think that was the oldest one I ever played. But I don't know. I'm not a massive Zelda fan to begin with anyway, so I never would have played the older ones.
Call yourself a gamer. But yeah,
No, I just like good stuff.
Oh, James. James, you're breaking my heart.
And I've just lost every single listeners we've ever had.
All three of them.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
But yeah, to get me back to what I was saying, I hadn't played Double Dragon until a couple of years ago, and when I finally did, by God, I love that game. Oh, it is so good. Go back and play an emulator. For fuck's sake, James. You've got a Wii. It's on the Wii. Download it for that. It's just so good. There's not much to say. Side scrolling beat 'em up. There's tons of them out there. It was one of the original, definitely one of the best, and the fucking music, soundtrack for that game, brilliant.
I mean, that's really the problem, and like we keep kind of referring to. I mean, the first console I ever played was I believe either a PS1 or a Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And even then, like, a lot of the games I would have played, like, I never would have played any of the RPGs, because obviously I would have just been extremely young, so a lot of the games I would have played would have been, like, Crash Bandicoot, like Croc, Gex on the PS1, and then on the Nintendo 64, obviously, like, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, like, obviously, you know, the Nintendo games, like, so a lot of the, you know, like, Zeldas, or, like, I guess the more complex games on the earlier consoles, I never would have even touched.
Yeah. Well, I know where my love for old gaming comes from. When I was fucking tiniest child ever. Well, not the tiniest child ever. That's just a bit silly for me to say. But when I was young, my uncles had a Mega Drive, and whenever I was there, I would play the shit out of Sonic. Then I finally got one for myself, and was hooked. And to be fair, this was when the fucking Saturn was out by the time I got my Mega Drive. So, yeah, I started retro, and I live retro.
I don't even remember what the first Sonic game I ever played was. I know the first one I fell in love with was Sonic Adventure. I don't remember the first Sonic one, because I'm pretty sure I played a Sonic before Sonic Adventure.
I didn't play Sonic Adventure until it was remixed for the GameCube. Or to be fair, it wouldn't have been too long after.
I played the original and the remake. But, I mean, speaking of games that seem a lot better, and then you realize how shit they were, Sonic Adventure was fucking crap.
Oh, yeah.
And I will tell people why, because I know people are going to get all up in arms. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 are fantastic games. Unfortunately, there's an awful lot of shit you gotta get through. I think Sonic Adventure 2 is fucking miles better than Sonic Adventure 1.
Yeah.
And a lot of people disagree with this, because, Sonic Adventure 2, you gotta go search for the gems, and you've got the robot missions. It's just I think a lot of people forget that to beat Sonic Adventure 1 and to get to Super Sonic, you had to play as fucking Amy, Big the Cat, E103, and you still had to do the gem searchings. Like, Sonic Adventure 1, the Tails missions were alright, the Knuckles missions were alright, the Sonic missions were fantastic, the final boss was great, but there's like 4 characters you had to play through that were fucking garbage to beat that game, and I think a lot of people forget this.
You know what, as many Sonic games as I've played, and as much as I've played Sonic, I don't think I've ever collected all the Chaos Emeralds.
I have.
I don't know why. I just never managed to do it. I never get Super Sonic, and it makes me sad, to be honest with you.
I don't know, but I mean, Sonic Generations was really fun, but that's my problem. I mean, Sonic Adventure. I mean, I always see Sonic Adventure 2 is always the one that gets a lot of hate, but I think a lot of people have their nostalgia goggles on for Sonic Adventure 1.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's no fucking way that Sonic Adventure 2 is considered worse than Sonic Adventure 1. Sonic Adventure 1 fucking sucks compared to Sonic Adventure 2.
But I think we can all agree that the worst Sonic game ever made is Sonic 06.
I have never actually played it.
Good. Don't.
Because I've only heard wonderful things about it, so I've never played it.
I rented it. I came across it in Extravision. Everyone but me was away to Dublin for the weekend. I had my brother's Xbox. I thought, fuck it, I'll go to Extravision and see what I can find. I got Sonic 06 and a Prototype, which I'd already played on rental before, and I loved it. Couldn't be arsed buying it because it was broke, so I rented it again. And thought I hadn't heard of Sonic, of the new Sonic until I saw it there in Extravision, and thought, oh, well, I wonder what they've done with it. Rented it, brought it home, played it for about played it for about half an hour, and just fucking rage quit all over the place. It was disgusting. The camera, the movement, everything about that game sucked balls.
Did you get to see Sonic make out with the princess?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to. That game is literally, for me at least, unplayable.
Oh
It's
god.
it's almost like they didn't fucking finish it.
No,
I mean,
I never bothered.
I can't believe it was play tested at all. I don't even think they fucking tested the game. Not to mention the
Yeah.
shit storyline and ugh, just ugh.
Well, the Sonic curse, wasn't it? It was like for years and years and years they couldn't make a good Sonic game.
Yeah, they're just getting back to doing it now. After
I mean, Sonic Generations was like the only game in how many years that was good? Sonic Generations to me was the best Sonic game since Sonic Adventure 2.
yeah, did it come out before or after Sonic 4?
After. Actually, no, I enjoyed Sonic 4.
Sonic
I mean, a
4
lot
was
of people
great.
hated it. I thought it was quite good.
I've only played of it what I played in your house, but we played a bit of it, and I liked it. It seemed very much true to the originals. It was pretty fun. I didn't see anything wrong with it. And Sonic Generations I played for quite a while and definitely liked it. So they're getting back to the good stuff now. Now after they finish this last one, they have to do for Nintendo and are free to do whatever the fuck they want. Maybe we'll get some good ones on the good consoles.
Yeah.
Although you'd think Wii would be perfect for a fucking old school Sonic game. Wii or Wii U. I mean, it doesn't need, it's not processor heavy to do that sort of old school Sonic game. You could do something like fucking Sonic 4 or Sonic Generations on it, no problem. It would, that seems like the sort of console they should stick to and would be perfect for them and might sell some fucking Wiis, but not unless they're going to start doing good games on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. It's not the fact that they're stuck on a bad console, it's the fact that they're stuck making bad games.
Yeah. So it looks like they're getting back to making good games now.
With steroid knuckles.
Yeah, with this sort of reboot they're doing, maybe we'll get some fucking cool games out of it, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, but, that's me being retro.
Or, give me Sonic Adventure 3.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
I'd be alright with that.
I'm sure you would.
Fuck yeah, give me basically Sonic Adventure 2, Part 3, I'd be fucking fantastic. I'd be so stoked for that shit. Or give me Sonic Generations 2.
If they did it, they'd probably do it episodically. Which would probably be okay. That would be pretty cool. Then if you don't like the first episode, don't play anymore.
Seriously, if they were just to do Sonic Adventure 3, I'd be more than okay with it. Maybe cut out the Tails and the Eggman missions.
Yeah.
Because to me, those were the weak points. I know hunting for the Chaos Emeralds or the shards were a bit of a fucking pain in the ass, but to me, I didn't really mind it as much. I mean, to me, definitely the weak point was the mech missions. Cut that shit out, make it the Emerald, make it... So, the Sonic and Shadow missions from Sonic Adventure 2, the Chaos Emeralds can stay, and give me the Tails missions from Sonic Adventure from the normal one. Make that into Sonic Adventure 3. I'd play the shit out of it.
You know what? When it comes to a Sonic game, there's only about 3 or 4 characters I want to play as. That's Sonic, obviously. Tails, because you gotta play as Tails sometimes. Knuckles, because fucking hell, Sonic and Knuckles. Jesus Christ, that was a good game. And Shadow, maybe. But
Shadow, if he plays like Sonic.
Yeah.
If he plays like Sonic, then fuck yes. If he plays like Shadow from Shadow the Hedgehog...
Oh god.
Fuck no.
Oh god, no. But fuck, I don't want to play as Robotnik or EME or any of the other characters whose names I can't remember.
Big the Cat.
Because Sonic never needed a storyline, a major storyline.
No.
It just needs to be, do this as fast as you can. You're trying to beat Robotnik. He's going to have some funny inventions to throw your way and ways of killing you. Just
or even just go the Chaos route again.
Yeah.
Seriously. You talk about a gaming company that can literally just, have a formula and shit out a game and have it be good. It's them, and they haven't done it.
Yeah.
Let's make Sonic deep. Let's not make Sonic deep. Let's make Sonic make out of a girl. Let's not make Sonic make out with a girl. Let's give Shadow an RPG. Let's totally not do that.
Never again.
Never give Shadow an RPG.
Never give Shadow his own game. Again.
Unless do it and make it good!
Unless it's a platformer.
Yes, unless it's a platformer that doesn't involve a fucking motorcycle and a gun.
Yeah, maybe just a platformer with sort of a dark twist to it, so it's not your classic Sonic game, but he still plays like Sonic. Maybe
Exactly.
has his own fucking features or something. I don't know. Just don't.
We should work for Team Sonic.
We should, but
Because apparently they can't get their shit straight.
no. But yeah,
Uh,
we'll just be the idea man.
What should we do? Make a good game.
Okay.
So, what are we having? Orgy? No, we're not having an orgy. We'll give Shadow a limo and turn it into Call of Duty. No, let's not do that.
Do you want to make a 3D plane game with Sonic and Tails as pilots? No, just a platformer or a 3D platformer. That'll do.
Oh, I've got it. We'll put Shadow, Sonic in a house, and we'll put squares over their head. And you can simulate what they do with their lives.
No, let's not do that. Let's make a platformer with Sonic trying to get to the end of a level, and then after a few stages, beating Robotnik.
I hear you. We'll put him in FIFA.
No, you're not listening to me. Unless he's actually the ball, because that would be pretty funny to see. Let's not put him in FIFA.
Civilization 5.
No, platformer.
Halo.
Platformer.
Halo.
I get the feeling you're not listening to me.
This is a Team Sonic meeting every single week.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one guy saying, "Can we please just make a normal Sonic platformer?" Like we used to make.
That's straight up audio ripped from a Sega meeting right there. That wasn't us talking. That was a legit conversation.
Of course. That wasn't confusing at all either.
No, obviously not. So Sonic.
Just give me a good Sonic game. That's all I want. Get one.
Anything else?
I don't know. There's a new, not Mega Man, but totally really Mega Man coming out that I'm psyched for.
Is Mega Man still a thing?
Well, yes and no. The original creator's working on a new project which is exactly the same as Mega Man, but isn't Mega Man.
Okay.
I can't even remember the name of it now, but I'm sort of psyched for it. Could be cool. I think it's Mighty Number 9 or something like that.
You know, the only real Mega Man game I ever played was Mega Man Legends.
Go back and play the X series. It was pretty good.
I thought Legends was quite good. Didn't play a whole lot of it, but I thought it was good for what I played.
I really like Mega Man, but I am so shit at it.
That's probably why I'm not going to play it.
Oh.
You're retro. You should live and breathe Mega Man.
I know. I'm just no good. I love platformers. I love retro games. Suck at Mega Man. I suck megally at Mega Man.
How does that work?
I don't know. I suck meg. That's what happens. Yeah. I'm gonna go play some Mega Man.
I think we're done for the week. I think we're done.
I think
we've
so.
gone to the rambling bit.
I love the rambling bit. It's the most fun.
Oh God, no. Right. Well, have we got an outro here? Okay, yes we do. All right. So that's all for the week. We will be back next week, hopefully, if all goes well.
If you don't have another gig to go to.
If I don't have another gig or nothing else comes up, that'll be us. What was I going to say here? Oh, yes. Remember still follow us on Twitter at the Inventory Cast. You're probably listening to us on YouTube, so feel free to subscribe and like the video and leave a comment with any questions or anything. We'd like to hear from you. And are you trying to type something or what?
I had to fix a typo.
Okay. So, goodbye, and remember to tune in next time when we try to explain the meaning of life. The board game. Until next week. See you later.